And if you, okay, good. If you have anybody has any comments or questions, hit the space bar, and I think that allows you to speak and have me hear you. All right, let's start. So on the agenda today, we're going to go through our regular warm-up exercises. Of course, these are Qigong exercises. And then we're going to go into Tai Chi, and we're going to go through the set. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do some drilling exercises using some of the forms in the set. And these are going to be drilling exercises with the intent of understanding the martial implications of whatever it is we're going to be using, we're going to be doing, all right? And so I'm going to try something I've never tried before. You're going to use me as a partner. So I'm going to be your partner, and you're going to be pushing or pulling against me. And let's see how this works. This is unique to Zoom. I don't know that in a sense, it's like virtual training, application training. So we're going to go ahead and try it and see how it works. And then the other thing we're going to be doing is switching roles. And so we call it partner A, partner B. I'll be partner A, you'll be B, and then we'll switch and you'll be B and I'll be A. And we'll see how that works. Okay. Let's take a nice, I'm going to move back, a nice opening breath. So we extend the arms out, feet flat on the ground, if you can. Extend the arms out with the palms facing up. Arms straight, out to the sides, up. As we inhale, rolling the palms over, palms down, pushing down to the lap. As we exhale. We try that one more time. Inhale, opening breath. Up and over. Exhale. As we come down, we totally relax. Nice and slow. So you'll feel this tension pulling up as if you're pulling up two weights to the side. And when you reach overhead, you imagine you're dropping these weights and then slowly and gently bring your palms down to your lap. Totally relaxed. Okay, good. Let's bring the hands out straight, fingers pointing down, arms straight out. Roll the hands over, push the palms down to the lap. This is like the salutation or opening move in Tai Chi. Up, fingers pointing down, fingers pointing up, push down. So we have the fingers pointing down, the Qi energy drops out of the body. When we turn the palms facing, fingers facing up and push down, we keep that energy inside our bodies. And so in Tai Chi, we never drop the fingers pointing toward the ground when we do the set. The fingers are always up, either up or out straight with the palms being flat. If you go through the set, you'll see that, all right? The palms are never dangling down like this, the fingers that is dangling down. If you do that, your energy will drop out and you'll lose that vitality, that feeling of power. If you don't believe me, try it and pay attention to your feelings, what's going on in your body, and you'll see very clearly, you'll feel that in your body. And I encourage you to go ahead and try it to see what I'm talking about. So here we go, up, fingers down, pointing up. And at this point, we're always going to keep the fingers pointing either level or up. We bring the hands up, holding a ball, open and close, breathing in and out, pulling in to the chest, elbows out, turning the palms facing out, pushing straight out. turning the palms, opposing each other, holding a ball. And now just extend your arms straight out, all the way back, inhaling until you feel like your shoulder blades are touching. And then push out, exhale, and pull in. Inhale. So stretching, when we pull in, we're stretching. We push out, relaxing. When we're opening up wide, standing back, we're stretching. As we're closing, we're relaxing, and so on and so forth. And we want to inhale during the stretching mode, exhale during the relaxation mode. And now we're going to try the same exercise, but this time I want you to, if you're standing up and doing this, I want you to rock forward as you pull in and rock back on your heels as you push out. So in a sense, what you're doing is compensating for the motion. When you're leaning, when you're pulling in and you pull forward, you're compensating for the pull in one direction with the leaning in the other direction. When I say lean, I don't mean lean your head. I mean lean your torso. You want to keep the head upright and always have the chin tucked in and the crown raised. All right. So if you're sitting down, as we push out, we lean back a little bit. As we turn and pull in, we pull in and lean forward. All right. As we push out, we lean back. As we extend, hyperextend all the way back, we lean in. We relax and come back to center, closing our hands, holding the ball, we lean back again. All right. And so if you're standing up, I'm going to stand sideways so you can see this. Leaning forward, pushing out, leaning back, extending forward, rocking back, forward, inhale, exhale, lean forward, inhale. I'm on my toes now. And as I push out to center, I rock back and I'm on my heels. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring the hands down, relax, come up, take a deep closing breath, up overhead, down, exhale, and relax. Good, good. All right, holding a ball, open and close. Block down to the side with one hand, rotate the palm out to the other side, opposite to your ear, turn and look. You should be looking at your palm on the right or left side, it doesn't matter. Rotate both hands back to center, holding the ball. Now the other side, block down. Now so you can see how the hands are rotating in opposite directions. All right, this is kind of like the yin-yang sign. With the two balls of energy in the opposite direction. These are mirror images of each other. And so as we rotate out, we turn one hand fingers up and over to the side, and the other hand fingers down and block down toward the back. Come back up, the other side, stretch, turn and look, stretch, turn and look. Now you should have a feeling of reeling silk, called silk reeling. And what that is a kind of metaphor for the feeling of the hands actually being connected by a silk thread that can stretch without breaking. It's an infinitely stretching silk thread. You should feel a connection or connectivity between your hands, just as you should feel a connectivity between your hands and other parts of your body if you were standing and moving and doing Tai Chi. So here we're just focusing on arms and hand movements. And so there's less to remember and there's less to be aware of. But yet, nevertheless, we want to be conscious of that connection between these two hands as they move out and stretch this imaginary silk thread. Turning and look, turning and look. Come back to center, open and close. And come back and put your hands down on your laps and relax. Try to relax your shoulders too. Most people tend to, when they're doing this, tend to raise their shoulders up like this, and that creates tension. So just try to drop your shoulders, roll your chest, your shoulders forward, which is perfectly okay. Tuck your chin in. Take a few deep breaths. All right, let's try this now. Let's do the same exercise, holding the ball. We're going to rotate one hand now. Instead of rotating out to the side, we're going to rotate it around 180 degrees and push up. And the other hand is going to rotate 180 degrees and push down. All right. So you are going to be looking, it will look something like this. One hand pushing up like you're holding a tray, and the other hand pushing down like you're pushing down on the ground, your hand flat. And try to stretch. Come back holding the ball. Rotate in the other direction. This is the same rotation as we did before, but now we're going up and down. So what do we do when we stretch? We breathe in. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Relax and breathe out. And open and close. Okay, good. Again, holding the ball. Let's rotate this ball over 180 degrees. And then back to holding it on the sides, and then in the other direction, 180 degrees. Try to keep the diameter of the ball the same. And now pull to the side of the lower hand where the fingers are pointing in that direction. So in this case, my lower hand is my left hand. My fingers are pointing to the right. I'm going to pull to the right and turn. Rotate back to center, holding the ball on both sides. Again, rotate 180 degrees and now rotate to the other side. Back to center, breathing in, out, in, out, in, out. And just keep going at your own pace. And back to center and open and close. And here we go, pushing out with one hand, pushing out to the left or to the right, turning the other palm, the fingers facing forward, pushing to the side, rotate again, push to the other side, rotate both hands, jutting the elbow back on the back hand, push, That backhand then rotates, front hand rotates over to the other side, backhand rotates out, pushing out in the front, fingers pointing forward, backhand, elbow back, with the palm facing out, and so on and so forth. Try to get a good extension around your waist. Nice twist around your waist. This is very good for your spine. And we don't want to, you notice the movements are anything but jerky, right? They're nice and smooth. And they are symmetrical. And so that's why Qigong is it's a gentle form of exercise that is easy on the muscles, the tendons, and the joints. Okay. Back to center, open and close. I'm moving back for this one. You can do it standing or sitting. We're going to bring our hands with our elbows straight back, with the heart of the fist pointing up. Fist right up against your waist, and we're going to punch out as we rotate in a spiral motion, a spiral force straight as we kick with the other leg. This is called contralateral kicking. Opposite hands and foot. Keep going. Just kick as far as you can. If you want it, you can just step out. I'm kicking up high so you can see my foot. Keep going. Breathe in as you punch. Breathe out as you withdraw back. Good. Now this punch should go right through the shoulder line. If you come out to the side, you lose power, right? Because there's not much power in your frame coming around like this. There's more power if you turn at the waist and punch through your shoulder line, because you're using the core of your body and all that musculature behind it, rather than just your arm and your shoulder muscles. All right. Let's move down to our feet. And you know, this one is you put your toe down, lift your heel up, swing your heel back and forth, using your toe as a fulcrum, back and forth. And now put your foot down and go from side to side. Try to fully extend as much as you can. If you do this every day, your flexibility will gradually increase. And side to side. Now another good one to do, and I guess you can do this in the sitting position, is to put your toe up against something that, like an edge of a wall or something immovable. I'm going to turn this chair around and hold on to it so it doesn't move. And I'm going to put my toe up, bringing my heel as close as I can to the surface, to the vertical surface. And I'm just going to lean into that chair, flexing my ankle. Now changing to the other foot. This is a very good exercise to stretch the Achilles tendon, which we don't address in the first two exercises, where the feet are going side, your foot is going from side to side or back, or the heel going back and forth. So if you do the first two exercises, this, and combine it with this, you'll get a full ankle workout to include the Achilles tendon. All right, so let's go through the Tai Chi set. I'm going to call out the moves. We're going to go through the entire set. And we're going to revisit the last move that we learned, which is the new one, which is called man walking, straightening out his clothes. And that's a complex move where the hands are going in different planes in different directions. So totally relaxed, bring the hands up. Now your palms should face each other, fingers pointing down. And what this represents is we're starting out in an empty state, empty meaning lack of energy. And that's why the fingers are pointing down. But what happens is as the hands come up, the fingers start to come up and until they're pointing straight out. And now this is a place where your energy is starting to collect and grow as you move through the Tai Chi. So the Tai Chi definition of Tai Chi is the grand ultimate, which is a pretty inclusive, grandiose term. But what it means is it's really everything there is. The Tai Chi symbolizes everything there is in the universe. Everything that was, everything that is, everything that will be. So as the fingers come up, energy comes up into your body and you'll feel that. That's why we take a breath in, filling our lungs with oxygen. And we bring the hands in, holding this ball, and down, and we push out. And bringing the hands in and up in front of our chest, palms facing each other, open and close. Turning the palms facing out, we push out, we go into our single whip. And then bringing the right hand down in an arc past the lap underneath and lining up that right palm underneath the left elbow. We first switch up and down. Now notice the fingers of my upper hand are up, the fingers of my lower hand are facing out. The palm is flat, fingers are not facing down. Again, we pull to the right, both hands together, and switch. Pull to the left, pull, switch up and down, move to the right, try to make it continuous. Just before we reach that right side, the right shoulder line, we begin to unfold the lower hand, palm facing up. As we turn forward, both hands moving together, the palms eventually end up facing each other, holding a ball, and we open and close. And we're trying to make these movements symmetrical and smooth, one flowing like water into the other. So we do our open and close, and now we set up for our brush knee. Turn to one side, rotate the hands or palms over, left fingers touching right elbow, turn to the right, look at your right palm, should be over next to your ear. And now we push out straight with that right palm and sweep across, thumb down, blocking with the left hand, pushing out with the right palm, pulling the left palm in. Again, palm facing down, fingers pointing straight out. Don't dangle your fingers for the reasons I mentioned. Next move, play the loop. Rotate the hands, lower hand up, right palm down. The hands should be directly in front of you, playing the loop. Deflect, parry, punch, turning the palms over, right palm up. Sweep the hands past each other, drawing the outer palm in, the lower palm out, facing up. And once again, the back lower palm is facing down with the thumb locked to the hip. Turn the palms over, lower palm up, front palm extended down. Sweep past each other, strike out, deflect. Right palm down, left palm up, straight out. Make two fists. And now we're going to punch over the left fist, drawing the left fist in over the chest, punch up. And this punch should be up like this. From here to here to here. Now you can also punch under. We happen to do it over, but you can punch under. There are times when you want to punch under if you're shooting for the short ribs, and there are times when you want to punch up if you're shooting for the neck or the face. All right, so by convention, we're going to go up. Calling block push. Now, try to remember this one because we're going to use this in the drill. We open the hands up, palms facing down. Draw the hands back, palms facing out in front of our face. You should see a little triangle. It should be able to kind of look through a triangle with your fingers pointing up, slightly pointed toward the head, thumbs pointed toward each other, right? And as you bring it in, bring the palms in, this is a calling block. The elbows drop down and in. Now you're going to pull your hands down just a few inches and push out and up. Straight out. Now we go down in an arc a few inches and then come up as we push because that push has more energy. If we were standing up, or even if we're sitting down actually, and you sink the hands and push out and up, you're using the ground and you're using your core muscles behind that push. So you have a much stronger push. And in fact, a small person can push a much bigger person over with absolutely no difficulty using this technique of grounding yourself as you push down and up into it, all right? And then we bring the hands in slightly, rotate the palms toward each other and open and close. All right, we just got through 11 movements. We can end here by bringing the hands down, in which case the fingers are now going to be extended down, and there's where the energy drops out of the high energy state in the grand ultimate Tai Chi mode. The energy drops out into an empty state again, and we return to that empty state. There's a lot in common between Tai Chi and physics. These high energy states and low energy states. And biochemically, your body works that way too. That's the way enzymes work. There are high energy levels and low energy levels depending on whether the substrate is locked into the active site of enzymes. So let's move on. So instead of closing Tai Chi, we end with open and close, and we go to the other side. We're going to start here with a single whip because we're eliminating the commencement mode. Turning the palms out, extending them. It's the same single whip as before. This is asymmetrical. But the next move is symmetrical in the other direction. It's the mirror image of the first move. We draw the lower hand, the left hand palm down and bring it down in an arc past the lap, lining up the left fingers under the right elbow. Switch up and down. First step, turn, both hands together. Cloud hands, left. Switch up and down. Maintain the same vertical distance between the hands when you switch, pulling to the right. Switching up and down, pulling to the left. Cloud hands, left. Switch up and down, pull to the right. When we get to the right side, we gently transition into turning the lower palm up, over in an arc as we turn to center, presenting the left palm opposite the right palm as we open and close, moving into that open and close right away. And now we're brush knee right. So we're going to turn to the left, rotating the palms to the left, right fingers left on left elbow, turn, look at the left palm over at the left ear. Sweep out, thumb down and across with the right palm this time as we push out with the left, striking out with the left. Remembering to keep the right palm straight, flat, straight down. And I like to tuck my thumb joint to my hip. That way I know it's there and I know that my hand is in the proper position with the palm being flat and not dropping the fingers. If I lock that joint to the hip, that helps me remember that. I don't have to think about it. Playing the lute again in the opposite direction, it's just basically bringing the lower hand up, the upper hand down, kind of like we're turning a wheel a little bit. Playing the lute right in front of us. Deflect, parry, punch, lower palm up, upper palm down. Pull and push, wiping the palms past each other. Turning the palms over, pull and push, wiping the palms past each other. Reaching out, extending as far as we can, making two fists, rotating the right fist into the chest as we punch over the left wrist. So over the right wrist, sorry. Opening the hands up, fingers splayed out, drawing the palms back, in front of our face, elbows pointing down and in. Calling block, bringing the hands down again, slightly and pushing in a slight arc up and out. Calling block push, bring the hands in, open and close. Now, one more brush knee in the same direction, rotating over to the left, extending the right hand out, blocking, pushing with the left, brush knee. And now we're gonna rotate the right palm, which is face down. We're gonna rotate it so the palm is now facing your hip, and then bring it up vertically and straight out now, kind of like you're pulling a gun out of a holster, and straight out, palms facing each other until the right palm is extended past the left palm by about one palm's length, so that your left fingers, or the fingers of your left palm are touching, or almost touching, your right, inside of the right wrist. We're going to unfold the hands like we're opening a book, maintaining the connection of the left fingers, the middle two fingers to the right wrist. Bring the hands down and in, palms still up, under the chin, and strike out straight, guiding the strike with that right hand, with the fingers attached to the inside of the wrist. So that's using those fingers of the left hand to guide that strike straight out. And now we're going to reach over and strike to the right, maintaining that connection, pushing, again, pushing and guiding that right hand strike out to the side with the left fingers, rotating at the hip, the waist, all the way over to the side. And now rotate that right palm around, still facing up like you've got some tea, a teacup in it, and bring it in underneath your chin, like you're holding a tray, like you're serving a waiter serving a tray. Still maintaining contact with the left hands, left fingers on the right elbow, right wrist. And now turn both hands facing forward and rotate around so that you still maintain that connection of the left fingers to the right wrist, but now they're both facing out. Right palm facing up, above, left palm facing down, with the fingers of the left palm touching, again, still the right wrist. So we're just swiveling around and forward, getting ready after the strike to the right, bringing in it, to push out and guiding that push with the fingers of the left palm touching the right palm. So the idea is these fingers are guiding the strikes. Strike in this direction, which is the horizontal plane, bringing back, forward, and then striking out in the sagittal plane. Bringing the hands in and open and close. All right, now we've done that move, I think, a couple of times. This is our practice session. We learned it last week or the week before. So we're going to move on. We're going to learn a new movement, and we're going to take it one step at a time. And this one is one you already know, but we're going to go through it. We're going to open and close, like we often do as a transition. Open and close. All right. And we're going to do a single whip. It's the same single whip we did before, turning the hands out, pushing out, and extending. Okay. So we've learned, we went through man walking, straightening out his clothes, which is a complicated series of movements in different planes, as you can see, and as you've experienced for yourself. And now you follow that with open and close, and then the next movement, which is single whip. You know how to do open and close and single whip. So the redundancy in this set, in this form, is very helpful. Mainly because you don't have to remember, you already know how to do it. So it's just practice. All right. So any questions about that, any of that? You know, once again, maintaining this contact is a way to connect the bodies, to connect the left hand to the right to help do what you're trying to do, which is strike to the right, out to the right, and then pull in and strike forward. Now, this move out to the right like this is you will not see in other Tai Chi forms. And the reason you won't see it in other Tai Chi forms is it's not taken from Tai Chi, it's taken from the art of Bagua. And Sun Lutan, who invented this Sun style around the turn of the century, last century, the 20th, he was a Bagua stylist, fighter. And this is a typical Bagua movement, which is used to strike out to the right. And it's followed by something called taking the helmet off the head, which is kind of a weird thing. But I'm going to show you what it looks like. Here it is. Watch. See how the left fingers guide the right hand back, and then you bring the hand around, grabbing, somebody's grabbing your back at the back of your neck, you grab their hands, you pull it off, you step and you strike. And notice this hand comes down to the waist. And then this is true in this place, kind of placeholder, bringing this palm down to the waist as we do in brush knee, right? And as we do in this move of deflection, we do it all through the form, is found in all styles of Chinese internal martial arts, including Xing Yi. So that's an important, actually, since the fact that it exists in all of the Chinese internal martial arts is a message that it's important. Because if it wasn't important, people wouldn't do it in all three of them. So you want to bring that hand down. I'm always emphasizing that, bringing it into here, because when it's here, you can do things with it. So for example, I can come out and twist and strike. I can make a fist and strike, or I can bring my hand up like this and use the heel of my hand to strike. If it's like this, I can also turn it up and block up like this, if it's here. So as long as it's here, I always know where it is, and I'm familiar with where it is, and I'm familiar with the orientation. And so through your practice, you can use all of these strikes starting in this position. You can do it more rapidly than if your hand is always in some different position. So that's the idea, is there's this uniformity in the style, in the form, that trains your mind so that you don't think about it. You know that your hand is here, and you don't have to think about it. And it's like a toolbox. When you pull a wrench out of or a screwdriver or a hammer out of a toolbox, you grab it, you know exactly what you're going to do with it, right? If you're skilled in the art. It's the same thing in all of this is what we're doing. And we practice it over and over and over and over again. So we train the mind, use the mind to train the body. So the body moves without thinking when we need to. And we can use all this stuff out there for either self-defense, or we can move it. We can use all this stuff out there to avoid confrontations with people. So you would be using more of the internal aspects of what we're learning. And you can also use it to be more aware of what's going around you in your environment to stay out of trouble. Unless you're parked somewhere and a bus comes along and rear ends you. That's just kind of serendipitous. Actually, that just happened to someone I know the other day. Here we are, and I'm going to check the time. And so what I want to do is I want to do this practice session. So we're going to take one of the forms, and it's going to be calling, block, push. Okay, everybody remember that? So after they make two fists, parry and punch, you open your hands up, draw the hands back like this, and then push. Okay, so we're going to do that in a two-person form. Now, I've never tried this before. I'm your partner. All right. I am going to reach out and push you. All right. And you imagine you're sitting facing me. All right. As I reach out and push you, your defense for this is to bring your hands up inside my hands, pushing my hands slightly to the side, drawn back like this, and then immediately bring your hands down and pushing me back. All right. So let's go ahead and try that. I push, all right? You bring your hands inside, block up and out, pushing my hands to the side, draw back, come down and push out, all right? Now, I'm going to do something else. When you split my hands up like that, all right, and then you push me in, my hands are up here already. So I can't do the same thing unless I bring my hands down to the inside and do this, which I would never have time to do. Since you've separated my hands, if I want to push you back, what would the obvious thing to do be? If I did that to you, if you pushed out at me and I did calling, block, push, your hands would be out like this, right? Because I've spread your hands. And now if I push in, you're going to block down this way, right? You're going to block down on the inside and push. Does that make sense? So for now, just I'm your partner. I'm going to push. You do calling block. Break my force. Bring your hands up on the inside, back and push. All right? I'm going to push. You do the same thing. Calling block, push. I'm going to push. Calling block, push, push. All right, as I push, bring your hands up and push back. All right, now as I push you again, now bring your hands up and back. As I push, you bring your hands up, clearing, and then push back in again. All right, now let's change it. All right, so you're going to push. All right. So you push out straight. All right. I block you out like this. Now your arms are out like this, right? And now I'm going to push in. Now your arms are out like this. As I push in, what are you going to do? You're going to block down like this, right? And push back. All right. Now I'm going to come inside, block, parry block, push in, you're going to block down and push in. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. All right, that's great. I see, it's hard for me to see everybody, but who was it? Anyway, I see people doing it right. All right, so here we go. So you push in, I block up, calling block, I push. All right, you block down and push. I block up, calling block, push. You block down and push. I block up, calling block, push. You block down and push. I block up, calling block, push. You block down and push. All right, good. Does you guys get it, or is it? It's much easier to do this in person, but we don't have that luxury. Hey, Wendy, can you come here? I want to show them something. All right, I'm going to do this with my partner, and you can teach your friends this. This is my partner, Wendy.
Hello.
All right.
No head. Hi.
All right. Forget we have heads, but it's not important that you see them. Now Wendy's going to stand here, right? Now Wendy's going to push and slowly, and I'm going to block and step in and push. Now her hands are above here. She's going to block down, see, and then step in and push. You're going to here's what you do: is you're going to push me and push. You're going to do that 1, 2. See?
Okay.
All right. 1, 2. All right. Now she's going to block up. Now you're going to block up like this. It's a calling block, you know, like before. Mm-hmm. All right. So. Right. All right. So as I come in like this, you're going to get inside. You're going to block. No, you want to get away from me.
Oh.
So you're going to go back like this. See. All right. Ready?
Uh-huh.
On the inside. Like calling block. Yoo-hoo. Right. So as I push, that's right. Now push.
Push you.
And, no, push. Yes. Yes. But relax. All right. Okay. So calling block. Now push. Calling block. Push. Okay. This doesn't seem to be working very well. Wendy hasn't done Tai Chi in a while, so. But you get the idea, guys. And in that 10 minutes, I would like to do Yigun Jin. And I mentioned at the beginning of the session. So Yigun Jin is really old. It was invented by the Bodhidharma, who was a disciple of the Buddha. When he went to China in either the 3rd or 5th century, the history is a little murky. And the legend has it that when he went to China to bring Buddhism to China, he went to northern China and settled down in these Shaolin temples. And when he got there, he discovered that the monks were out of shape. It's the only way I can put it. They were spending all their time in reading scriptures and studying and praying and not exercising. And so he introduced this exercise. And this is actually a total exercise that prevents muscle tears by strengthening the tendons. And the tendons connect the bone to the muscle. And it's also a way to improve your wind and your focus and mood and endurance. The exercise is done slowly and evenly, just like Tai Chi. And the breathing aspect of it is really important. And we're going to go into that in a second. So it turns out that in Tai Chi fighting, everything is in close. And so you don't have the luxury of these long karate-like kicks and swings and punches like you do in boxing and karate. Since you're in close, the strikes are short, and yet they're very powerful. But the hazard of that is when you're moving in short bursts of speed like this, you stand the chance of dislocating or tearing muscles rather than when you're starting in further back over a longer distance. And so it's these short, quick movements that your muscles are particularly sensitive to tearing. And so that's why this exercise was designed to strengthen the tendons, to avoid that kind of thing. And so there are 12 exercises, and I like to usually do 3 sets of each one, but I don't know if we're going to have time. We're going to do 4 today, all right? And the rule is you're going to go into an isometric mode, meaning you're going to take a deep breath and you're going to push really hard or pull really hard, and you're going to hold that posture and hold your breath at the same time. So we're going to start with the first one. So the first one is feet on the ground, your hands flat, out to the side, arms bent. Take a deep breath, and now you're going to imagine you're pushing the floor down, or the floor is pushing up on you, pretty much as hard as you can, and hold the breath. Tightening the muscles in your fingers, your palms, your wrists, your forearms, and your shoulders. And now relax. Take a deep breath. Push. Relax. Take a deep breath. Push. And relax. Okay, now just relax. If you like, you can smack your forearms, your shoulders, you can rub them, get the blood going. Second one, fingers up. Make 2 fists. Put your fists together in front of your solar plexus or in front of your belly button with the thumbs up, and press down. Now your arms are bent at 45 degrees, right? And press down as hard as you can. Taking a deep breath. 1. Relax. 2. Thumbs up, knuckles facing each other. Relax. 3. Deep breath. And relax. Okay, next one, make 2 fists, but put your thumbs in your fists, all right? And put your fists down to your sides, pushing with your knuckles straight down as hard as you can. 1, deep breath. Relax. 2, push. Relax. 3, push. Relax. Relax for a while, okay. Number 4, same posture, make a fist, put your thumbs inside your fist, arms straight out, parallel in front of you. And what you're gonna try to do is you're gonna, like, imagine you're pushing out against 2 walls that are coming in on you, all right? So ready, push out. Don't move your hands though. Tighten everything up. Relax. Push out. Relax. Push out. Relax. Good. Number five is imagine you're hanging from something. I'm going to do this standing up. And imagine you're hanging from a bar. And if you're standing up, I want you to, as you breathe in, I want you to lift your heels up on your toes. 1, breathe in, hold it. Imagine you're hanging. Stretch, 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 relax. Pull up, lift your heels. Relax. Pull up, lift your heels. And relax. You'll probably notice sensations in your body that you've never felt before when you're doing these exercises. Last one, make like you're showing off your muscles, right? So you're showing off your biceps. So you bend your, flex your biceps, make a fist. You're going to want to put your fists opposite your ears. All right? Elbow straight out. Your fists are about 1 inch or 2 inches from your ears. And what you're going to do is pull down. All right? Pull your elbows down, your fists down, your shoulders down, and take a deep breath. And relax. 1 and 2. Pull down and relax. And 3, pull down and relax. And now let's take a deep closing breath. Up, over, down, out to the sides, up, over and down. And little pada. We are banging on the sides, patting the sides of her arm on the outside of the arms, and these are yang muscles. The other side, from the wrist all the way up to the shoulder. Now the inside, hold your hand out, arm out, bang on the inside, those are yin muscles. And the other side. Let's do some rotation around the shoulders, up and back and down. And the other way, up, roll it over, forward and down. Wise owl looks back, rotating the head from one side to the other, look back. Okay, good. So if there are any questions, anybody have any questions or remarks? Then.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So yesterday was my birthday, and I had I made a thing on Facebook for people to donate, and I chose BORP. And so far, I have $432 for BORP.
That's
wow.
Great. Thank you.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing that. It's so important to keep BORP going, you know. It's all through donation and grants. So, you know, grants are hard to get these days. So the donations